everybody, welcome to the vlog. I have just finished doing my DNA test, which is a test that's going to determine not exactly who I am, because you know that's pretty much been developed, but to determine what I am made up of in regards to, you know, my nationality. So recently my grandmother had done hers and she found out that she was like 90% African. So, you know, I was walking around like, oh, I'm 90% African too. But, you know, of course, honey didn't believe me, so.
It's not that I believe her, this is not how genetics works. So, there's that.
So, to prove us both, like, get our points proven, we decided to go ahead and let me do a DNA test. And my grandmother sent me one as well so that I can get mine done. So, I've got my Ancestry DNA test. I just took it. I think it said we have to wait like 6 to 8 weeks. It's going to take a while for us to get the results. So we probably won't be getting it until sometime up in 2018. But either way, that's super exciting. I had actually talked to my cousin a while back ago and she did hers. This was a few years ago. She's like not my direct cousin, but she's my grandfather's sister's daughter. So that's my great aunt is her mother. So she will be my great cousin or second cousin. So her results said that in our bloodline from my grandfather's side, it said that we have European, Asian, Native American, and Spanish, along with African. She didn't give me any percentages or anything. She just gave me the major, I guess, nationality groups.
Which is pretty standard for most people. I mean, that's not that, you know, it's pretty special. It's not that special at all. Like, for example, I did my DNA test, which you guys can check out my DNA test at my channel, of course, the Mythos Collective. And I did that, and I found out that I'm part Asian. I'm like 20% European. That kind of stuff is typical, especially if you're black. You'll learn going throughout history that, of course, you know, slavery was the thing. That happened. Let's not act like it didn't. And when it did, Europeans were the ones cohabitating with Africans. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that. But that's why none of that stuff is really super surprising. But it's really what we're testing for is the actual difference between her African side and everything else. Because she claims to be so black, we're about to find out. That's probably the part she didn't tell you. That's why we're really doing this, is to see how black she is. Mine came out to be 84 or 85% African.
I think I'm blacker than you.
That we all know is a lie. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna see that was a picture of us. See, after that lie, it fell off the ground because it couldn't handle the weight of her lies. So we're gonna find out exactly what it is, and I can laugh. And it's not that being less black or less white or anything like that is important. That's not the point. It's just a little bet that we did about who has more African heritage than the other. It's dumb, but I am curious to see what it is. And so is everyone else. So that's why we're doing it. And to see everything else. We're not ignoring all the rest of them. We're just interested in that one particular. So there's that. But anyway, did you actually finish the test?
I did.
Okay, now what's the next step after you finish the test for those who may not know?
They're gonna take it to their special lab, and the elves are going to analyze it, and they're gonna send me an email and let me know what my spit says that I am made of.
Basically, that's all there is to it. There's some very deep, intricate parts to it that are very interesting, but at the same time pretty unimportant. All we need to know is just what it says, not how it says it. So where the chromosomes come from and all that stuff, you can read that in the biology book. We don't know that here. I tried to explain it on my video. They roasted me in the comment section. So I ain't trying that again. Look it up. But that's what we're gonna figure out. So if her grandmother is 90% African, because her father, what? You keep moving so much. Because her father is, of course, not related to her mom, then there's a possibility that she could be a different cultural ethnicity because of her father. And not to mention, her grandmother may be 90% African, but her grandfather, on the other hand, who looks like Tom Joyner, and who's light as day,
Who's Tom Joyner?
if you look him up, you'll realize that she starts to stray further and further away from the African spectrum. Oh, also she was born with like bluish gray eyes. Come on. It's like a telltale sign.
Okay.
Honestly.
When I was born, they were blue, and then they turned gray, and then they turned hazel, and then when I was like 8, they turned
Her
brown.
body was trying to figure out what race she was. And it kept going through different iterations of eye color because it couldn't figure it out. And it finally landed on light brown because it's kind of black, but not too much. It just landed right there, so.
Now that I'm an adult, they're super brown. I think they're browner than yours.
I don't know. Mine's dark brown. But anyway, so she lost that race. And in particular, she's light-skinned. So everyone thinks that, of course, if you're light-skinned, you can't be that African. That's not true. Anyway, that's not true. You could be light-skinned, dark-skinned, or whatever. It's not really about skin color.
Even more African than her.
And that's not going to happen. But anyway.
I think it is.
It's not.
So I think just for the sake of being able to see kind of like where our heads are and how it's going to turn out when things end up coming back and the results come back, I think it would be really good to document, you know, visually what our personal guesses are as to what I'm made of.
Very simple. I think she is 40% European and 60% African. Simple as that. That's it. My DNA test, it was pretty cut and dry. I was 87% African, 27% European, and everything else was everything else. You feel me? Asian was point something, Native American was point something, everything else was point something. But those two were the most prominent, was African and European. Hers, 60% African, 40% European. Done. That's my prediction. Ain't nothing right now.
I think I'm at least 80 something.
That's still ain't more than mine.
African.
You would have to be 90+% in order to beat my score. Essentially, you would have to be 86% African in order to beat my African percentage.
Yeah, I think I'm 86%.
No. And I'm only saying that because if you looked at her grandfather, you would know, like, that man, it ain't happened for them.
There's not a picture of me.
Okay, I'm only going off of that because, well, there's a few reasons, but one of which is just looking at that man. Nah, bruh. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I just don't. And then her father, I don't know much about his side of the family, but no. 60% African, 40% European. That's it.
So 60 versus 80%. There's a 20% difference. I'll even it out. I won't go as dramatically far as to say 90%, even though if I do end up being 90% African, I do reserve the right to say I told you so. But I will even it out by saying a flat 80%.
Now, I do want to let you guys know, I took the 23andMe test. She is taking the Ancestry.com test. There are two different tests. Now, I think it's a really cohesive way of doing a DNA analysis of all the different products. So if you guys want to check out the 23andMe, make sure you guys check out my video, which we might put probably above our heads or in the description below. And continue following this one because this is the Ancestry.com way of doing it. So I don't know if you put like an actual step-by-step of how to do it. And watch that and get an idea of how to do that. It's at the beginning of, we already saw it apparently. I didn't know that, so there's that. Anyway, so those are two, basically we're making these comprehensive DNA tests. And yeah, hopefully hers opened some eyes for people too, because when I did mine, I put it on Facebook, it like blew up and people were really happy and excited. People from my family that I never knew existed started contacting me after that. It's a pretty big deal, so try it guys. I really do urge you to do it. It's great. For especially those who are black or don't know too much about their heritage, I say give it a try. So.
Also, y'all, I found something kind of silly, but also I think kind of cool. It's actually one of those online tests. I know, ridiculous. So ridiculous, in fact, that Honey has decided that he will not be participating in this because he thinks that it is ridiculous. So anyway, though, it's supposed to be one of those things that takes a look at your picture, if you look down here, and it'll analyze what your DNA is made of based off of your picture and your facial features. So So it's Kairos.com. I'm not entirely sure how accurate it is, but I figured, you know, why not give it a try and then see if that gives us any more accurate information, or, you know, see how that compares to the results of my actual test. So let me just click try my photo and let's upload a picture of me. Let's try this picture. Okay, drum roll please. Uh-oh. Okay, interesting. This thing says, well, this thing predicts. Let me see if I can get a smidge closer. Very interesting, y'all. So this thing is predicting that I am 96% black and 2% Hispanic. I don't necessarily know where they think the other 2% is, but okay. How about we try, maybe since I'm wearing a weave in this picture, maybe just try something with my natural hair. Here we go. Let's try this one just to kind of get some balance going on here. Interesting. So this one says that I am 91% black, 5% Asian, and 2% Hispanic. And both of these, mind you, are saying that I'm 0% white. So that's very interesting. Also interesting that I got two different results, but you know, that's actually pretty cool. Like I said, this is kind of silly. I'm not entirely sure how accurate it is, but you know, I guess we'll find out when the results come through. So. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure that you click on that subscribe button and click on that bell. There's a gray bell down there. Make sure that you click on it so that you can receive a notification when I post the result video and when I post some other cool videos. Also, make sure that y'all smash that like button down there. The goal for this video is to get at least 100 likes, so make sure that you click that like button. Make sure that you represent. Also, comment below, let me know, hey, I watched this whole thing, and let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your guess might be, or you know, how you might be thinking about all this. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. It's such a blessing just to have been able to do this, so I'm super excited to find out what the results are. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Darrell's channel as well, and also don't forget to take a look at his DNA analysis results. He did his test a couple months ago and he got his results, and they were pretty interesting. So make sure that y'all take a look at that. I'm gonna try to put it in the description and at the end of the video. So make sure that you guys take a look at that. So anyway, y'all have an absolutely blessed and wonderful day. Just remember, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. See y'all next time, Lord willing.